I'm Taylor Blackwell. I'm reporting for Bow and Arrow, and I am here via Zoom with Baron Ryan, who is one of my absolute favorite TikTokers, and a lot of people would be in agreement with me on that. He has 20 million likes, 800,000 followers and counting, and now we get to talk to the man behind the TikToks. Hi, Baron. How are you?
Hey Taylor, how's it going?
I'm doing really well. I'm so glad to be talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
So, where are you from, and how old are you?
Yeah, so I'm 24. I'm from a town called Branson, Missouri. A few of you might have heard of it, but it's a pretty, out in the woods, middle of nowhere town with a lot of like weird entertainment.
I've heard it's like a smaller version of Vegas. Is
It's a
that true?
family, yeah, it's like a family-friendly Vegas.
Incredible.
Yeah, we had a lot of entertainers kind of come here and just retire. Andy Williams was here. His theater is still here. Tony Orlando, Yakov, Smirnoff. They're it's kind of a weird 1950s show town. It's odd, but
Did that offer you any opportunities creatively?
not really. I had a little stint in doing magic shows at the beginning of dance recitals.
Really?
I had a magician phase, and so I built these big magic props, and I did them at the beginning of these dance recitals. And by the way, 100% of my acts failed. They did not go as planned,
I mean, as it should be.
as it should be. That's the Branson story.
When did you first join TikTok, and what was sort of the impetus of joining the app?
Ah, so I joined in 2019, but I don't know. I joined October of 2019, and I didn't really start posting until April of this year. I posted like one or three or four videos back in 2019 and the beginning of in January, but that was it. And I really started posting in April. The impetus was my girlfriend and manager currently.
Who's very
She,
sweet. We've
yeah,
become
she's
friends.
awesome. Oh, I wouldn't be doing this without her. She told me like, you've been writing all your life. You want to go into the entertainment business, just do it. TikTok is where it's at. I've been listening to Gary Vee. You've been listening to Gary Vee. Let's, to take this opportunity. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least you have a portfolio. And so that's what I was thinking of. I was thinking, oh, this will be a great portfolio to present someone who wants to hire me. And then it turned into something else after that.
How soon after you started taking it seriously did things start taking off for you?
It started taking off when I started posting 3 times a day. I would say maybe 2 months, things started picking up because the growth phase, as they call it, is that was really when I started growing at about 100,000 a month, 100,000
Wow.
followers a month. Yeah. But that was, I was keeping a very unrealistic, unsustainable schedule of 3 times a day, 2 skits, one book review.
I mean, I would imagine that would be a full-time job, and it probably is even more so for you now. How much time do you put into each TikTok?
Um, Back then, it was a bit like 2 hours each. I would say 2 hours to write, an hour to film, an hour to edit.
Because
And
also for people
now,
who haven't seen your TikToks, which people should watch, at American Baron, you're playing all these different characters too, and in different wardrobe and wigs and outfits and things.
yeah, that kind of came out of no, it was just natural. It was this just the next step, I guess. I like to write different characters, and I thought, well, I don't want to work with anybody. I don't have anyone to help me, so I just got to do it all myself. And that, which included the female characters, included the old characters, and it's just apparently that's what a lot of people like. That they like the whole one man band kind of thing. And in reality, I never quite planned it. It was just, I didn't really have anyone else.
Out of necessity.
Yeah.
Do you have a daily writing practice?
I write every day. Yeah. See, people actually think I'll write and film these in advance, but it's actually by the day. I just made it to this podcast actually, after filming something. I just came back from filming something, and it's by the day. I wake up, I write, shoot, and edit it all in the same day, and a lot of times it'll go on till sometimes 11 p.m. And there's not really quite a routine, honestly. It's really just you get out a legal pad, you start thinking of the things that interest you, and first you write it seriously. I think that's the key. You write it seriously first as drama, and then you try to funny it up. Yeah.
Well, you also have a collection of short stories coming out too.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell me
Yeah.
about that? And then, are you also putting an effort into that every day on top of the TikToks that you're
Yeah,
writing?
I actually am. It's been pretty hectic. So the short story collection I actually wrote about a year ago, and when I finished it, it was in really bad shape. It was way too melodramatic, um, and very amateurish, and I kind of put it in a sock drawer. And when I started doing TikToks, I thought, well, if people are interested, and a lot of people in the comment section were saying, I'd love to read something from you, uh, that'd be great. So I thought, well, here's something I thought no one was going to read. Now a bunch of people are going to read. Let's give it a go. And so I've been revising it and just fixing it. And I really like where it is right now, because I took all the melodrama out, and I put a bit more of the flavor of my current TikToks in there. And I was planning. Honestly, I was planning on coming out with it this like January, but we're still looking, because we've been getting some certain publishers have been asking about it, and so it's kind of being passed around. And if a publisher goes with it, that could take upwards to a year before it's actually out
For promotion.
for promotion. Yeah, kind of a bummer, because I'm kind of
You're
done
like,
with
I
it.
have the followers. I'm there
Yeah,
already.
yeah. But it's such a new thing. I don't know how this works. It's a Rubik's cube that fights back. So
Do you
yeah,
feel like being on TikTok has really helped you develop your sense of comedy and style?
yeah, absolutely. Before, I would write short stories and scripts, and you can hide behind that persona of, oh, I'm an artist and no one understands me, right? But
Know it well.
yeah, I
Not for
was
myself.
guilty of
I
that
know
too.
a lot of LA boys like that. Very
I
Los
mean,
Angeles mentality.
that was
Maybe a
me.
little bit for myself too.
Yeah, that was 100% me. I think a lot, like, we all go through that.
Totally.
But especially with the genre of comedy, it's very much you get the laugh or you don't. People think it's funny or it's not, and so it's very hit or miss. And that whole exercise was incredibly useful for me, because what I got caught up in the process of, I'll milk this short story for a month. It'll take me a month to write it. Whereas with TikTok, you have to write it every day, right? And so with TikTok, it's a numbers game. It's about quantity. It's about pumping it out. And what it what it what it does is it helps you think, okay, this is not going to be the masterpiece, this video. It's going to be the next one, right? And that helps you in the writing process, because you think, if you're writing a short story or a novel or a script, you think it's not going to be this one. I'm going to write a ton of script in my lifetime. I'm going to write a ton of books and short stories in my lifetime. It's not going to be this one. It's going to be the next one. And that process just helps you finish it. And usually whatever comes out of it is it's not half bad.
Is there some sort of overarching theme for these short stories?
Um, it's okay. So I would
Not if
probably,
you don't want to spoil anything either, that's
no,
fine.
no, no, not at all. It's hard to, I don't want to sound pretentious, but the best way to describe it is it's like Seinfeld in a college setting.
Love it.
Yeah, so it's a collection of short stories based around one character. We'll call him the Seinfeld type character, and he's up at Harvard. He's up with these Ivy Leaguers, and he's just kind of navigating his year there. The whole collection is set in one semester actually, so it's just his adventures in one year, and it's a bit like a TV show in a book. Each short story is about 30 pages, so yeah, it's
Did you go to
I think you
college?
can. Yeah, I'm still in. I'm taking my getting my degree through Harvard Extension School. So that's how I'm here, and I can work online and stuff. So yeah, I'm actually still in school as well, on top of all this.
Zoom University.
Zoom University. Yeah, it's
Between Zoom and TikTok, our data is just gone.
it's gone. It's gone.
What are you studying?
I'm studying psychology. Yeah, also known as I didn't know what I wanted to study, so I picked that, and I'm glad I did it. I don't know what else I would have studied.
It seems like it informs your writing a lot.
Yeah, it kind of does. I think it's like I took psychology, or I started studying psychology from a behavioral economics perspective. That's a very nerdy word, but that's what I was interested in at first. I was interested in economics and advertising. That's really why I went into it, and so I thought, well, psychology, let's do this. And it turned out it helped me a lot more in my writing than in my former interest in advertising.
Where do you want to go from here?
From here, I want to develop a TV show or make movies. But apparently the TV show is really where it's at now. I hear that you can't really get a meeting for movies these days as well as easy as you can for a pilot. So
I think there's
that's
some
where I'm
truth
at.
to that. Yeah. I mean, it's such a great time to be making anything. And especially even now with a pandemic, there's even more of a need for content.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's kind of how TikTok blew up, because we were all kind of at home, and some people were calling it the pandemic app or something.
Oh
It
no.
was odd. Yeah, it was odd.
Are there
But
other creative people in your family?
my sister is a singer-songwriter. She's coming out with her album sometime next year, I think in the January. Um, but we're all generally writers. I think I've kind of taken that, taken it a bit further in trying to like write a book, writing these TikTok series, and trying to make a career out of it. But you know, no, no Hemingways or anything.
Who or what do you draw inspiration from? Do you have any favorite books, movies?
Yeah, yeah. I carry, like, every time I write, I'll carry generally three or four copies around. It's uh Fitzgerald's Gatsby, obviously. It's always a go-to inspiration. John Grisham's The Rainmaker, and Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's. I'll always just scroll through those books just to get in the headspace of that prose. And in terms of like movies, it's Woody Allen, Larry David, Seinfeld, the Coen brothers. They were a big one for me. That's really where it started, to be honest, the Coen brothers.
Through my investigative journalism, which was really just me Googling your name,
Mm.
I found a photo of you in a Boy Scouts uniform with what I would imagine to be every badge possible.
Yeah.
Do you care to comment on this? I'd really like to
Sure.
know more.
Sure, yeah. It was so I was in the Boy Scouts for about 6 years, and in the time I got my Eagle Scout, but I also earned every merit badge that was available at the time, which was 139.
That is very impressive.
It was a lot of work, but I'm glad I did it.
What do you like to do for fun?
What I like to do for fun, man, it's I love writing. I love TikTok. I love making and filming. It's really a hobby and what I want to do for a living. So it's
That's
hard to say
well,
now. It's honestly just that. It's kind of the hobby and the profession have become one. So if I while I was in school, I'd say it was writing, but now I would say it's what I do. That's my hobby.
this is very random, but I was at Trader Joe's last night, and the woman in front of me was wearing sweatpants with the TikTok logo on them. And we were in line waiting to check out. It was a very long line. And we started talking, and she told me that she worked for TikTok. And I told her that I was doing this interview. And she was like, "Who are you interviewing?" Because I told her I'm interviewing a TikTok celebrity. And I told her American Baron. She goes, "Oh, I'm obsessed with him. We love him.
Oh,
Tell him that TikTok loves him." So I wanted to spread the word on that.
oh wow, that's crazy. I didn't get the memo, but
Now,
wow,
here you
that's
go.
amazing.
Are you getting recognized at all?
In like by TikTok or
Yeah, just do you ever walk down the street or you're in the grocery store?
oh
Right now,
no,
it's hard too with masks, but
yeah. The mask kind of kills that, but I doubt I'd ever be recognized. But um, I yeah, not yet.
not yet. Well, the future looks very bright. Um, you can follow Baron Ryan at American Baron on Instagram and TikTok. He's also on YouTube. And keep up with Bow and Arrow blog. This will hopefully be the first of many interviews that we do on the site. You can follow us at Bow and Arrow blog on Instagram. Thank you so much. Any final thoughts, Baron?
Any final thoughts? Well, stay healthy, stay happy, keep questioning your purpose on this earth, and whatever you do, have a good day.
Very wise words. Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor.